Hey everyone, Hillary here, and it is, what time is it? It's about 11 to 12. I actually just woke up about 30 minutes ago or something like that, but I'm really excited. Okay, so I want to say thank you. Thank you so much, because at this point in time, the view for the last video is 32. 32 views! I can't even think. Thank you. That's how I'm feeling. I'm super excited. I never thought, that it would get that many views. So thank you all so much for viewing it, and I don't know what to say. And if you're returning from that video alone, hello, welcome back. And if you're returning from one of my other videos, hello, welcome back. I'm in awe, and I am so thankful. Thank you so much. And if I sound weird, it's because allergies are hitting hard, you all. I have really bad allergies during early May to mid-June. So I'm sorry, it's like I'm broken out, my hair's messy because my skin's going crazy, and my nose is going crazy, so my voice might sound weird. So, but despite all this, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I don't know what I did to receive this blessing, you know? Like, I'm so thankful. And I don't know what else to say, but thank you. And I hope I continue to help reach more people. So, anyway, on to today's ramble. So, I honestly slept for a lot of the day because I have not been feeling very good. Allergy season has hit hard, and especially in my part of the country, it is just, it's like you can almost feel the pollen, you know? And I happen to be allergic to pretty much everything. Not like it's gonna kill me allergic, but more like it makes me itch or it makes my nose run, kind of thing. So the not so fabulous side of things and not so glamorous. But I won't lie, I'm still in awe with what happened. I have no idea. Like, anyway, I just want to thank you all again. So anyway, I honestly, we had a thunderstorm today. The first thunderstorm of the season. Like, around where I live, we get really intense thunderstorms, and I love it. I actually it makes me sleepy. Okay, I'll be honest, it makes me sleepy because my mom told me when I was a baby, she would take me outside during a thunderstorm on a porch, and she'd let me listen to the thunderstorm, and it helped me fall asleep. She did this because she didn't want me to be afraid of thunderstorms, and it worked. I really enjoy them, and I really enjoy just hearing it. And we had a windstorm too. It's intense. Apparently I slept through the whole entire thing, and that doesn't surprise me because I'm usually quite a heavy sleeper when I'm tired. Like, I can wake up, but it takes certain noises for me to wake up, you know? Like, have you ever been in such a deep sleep that you're kind of like dreaming within the dream about like waking up? Sometimes I have those dreams. And so, I don't know, I was just really tired today because I think I've been battling either allergies, which is what I'm hoping, or possibly a summer cold. I don't want a summer cold. I get usually a sinus infection every single, I get it multiple times a year, but every single time around this time of year, I get at least one sinus infection. So just heads up to you all, I might be sounding a little nasally, and hopefully by the end of June, it'll be subsided. So it lasts for like a couple months for me at least, so, Anyway, but I haven't been doing much, honestly. I played Slime Rancher again, which is a really cute little game. I love it. And I also got to play one of my other favorites. Sorry if you don't like video games, but they're a part of my life, you know? I just, it's like reading a good book to me. The way, I guess I think the way I can think of it is, and what I can explain it as is, you know, when you have a book or a movie that you just really enjoy, you know? That's me in video games. Especially when it comes to stories. I like simple games as well, but mostly if you give me a good story and if you can make it like a pick your own adventure, which is Skyrim in a nutshell, I am super happy. Especially if you can make your own character. And because usually, and there's no complaints, mostly. Some games, you know, there is a complaint or two, but when you can create your own character, you can choose the gender. Sometimes they just give you like, oh, here's a dude, go have fun. But now they're starting to get where you can actually have more female protagonists, and they're not just eye candy. And I'm so happy. I'm like, yes, I can finally play someone who has proportionate body sizes. I know it sounds silly, but I have been gaming since I was, probably like 3. And not like, you know, hardcore games, you know, but just on the computer in general and other things. But you wouldn't believe how many times, like, I've gotten to a game and it's a slight complaint about, like, where I am the main character as a guy, you know, which is okay, it's fine. But then all the women you meet, it's one thing to be not written well, like not a kind of a one-note character, and that's okay, but it just, for instance, like some of the characters, okay, no complaining here, but some of the characters in Final Fantasy X for females, especially the main, I'm just like, because mostly it's just, here is someone to look at, not someone to get, but although they do have, you know, like, you can get to know them really well, that's a good thing. Some games don't, where they're just like, here's a person. I'm like, I want to know this person. I don't just want to, you know, look at them, basically. And just off FYI, I am, you know, engaged to a man, so I'm straight. It's just, and if you're not, I'm cool with it, you know. If you like your own gender, I'm fine with it. If you don't like any gender, I'm fine with it too. It's just, for me, it's a little uncomfortable, you know. But so now, finally, we're getting some female leads where you don't have to look at them all the time. And I'm just like look at them as not a person. And it's displayed as not a person. Just something, you know. And I'm like really excited for that. So anyway, it's 8 minutes already. So I might be doing 2 vlogs today because I'm still really chatty, and I still have more to say about Skyrim because it's one of my favorite games of all time, and it's not uncommon to have that thing. So maybe I'll go into Skyrim a little bit later in one of my videos. So hopefully, well, I guess I have some time. But anyway, so Skyrim for me is a wonderful game. It's just fun, you know? And I especially like to, with some games, you can modify them, you know? And I like to modify Skyrim. This is going to be a longer video, I can tell. So if you like shorter videos, I'm sorry, it's probably going to be a little longer. So just be aware, because I want to keep saying this, and I don't want to be like, oh, bye, you know, and cut it off. It doesn't feel right to me, so please excuse me. But with Skyrim, it's just, it's not perfect, you know. It has a lot of glitches, a lot of things that could have been done better, but it's not a huge game, especially to today's. So okay, for people who don't play video games, usually throughout the years there's been a trend in making video games bigger, you know. More areas to explore, more story to find, or even just more what is called environments, which is like just places to go, you know. It's just like nowadays Skyrim, it's 10 years old already. I think it's more than that actually. I think about it, but it's insane to me. I think it's 10 years old anyway. But I love this game, and I'm not alone in this. I've met other gamers or people, you know, who play games periodically, that love the game too. It's because it, especially if you modify it. Some games are allowed to be modified. Much more and more games are actually letting people modify them nowadays, which I'm glad, you know, because the community around Skyrim has been going for almost 10 years or more than 10 years now, and it is just amazing what people can come up with. But I personally like to modify. I don't modify it myself. I go online and find mods, what we call mods, for the game, and I put them in the game when I play. And it's just really a lot of fun. It's very addicting, guys. It's just because, you know, you want to make this game, it's already cool, but you want to make it the extra mile, and this is what I love to do. And unfortunately, I have a computer which, it's a really good computer. It's just about 3 or 4 years old, so it's getting up there in age, and, well, it doesn't like to have a whole bunch of modifications on it. So I have to be very selective. It's a very touchy process. And because you're essentially putting things in the game that the game doesn't know what it is. And the more you put in, the more the game's like, wait a minute, you know, I don't know what to do with this. What do I do? And then it just usually crashes. So I don't know how many hours I've spent in my life, which, you know, I'm a little bit hesitant to tell you, but I probably spent like 50, maybe even 100 hours in my entire life modding this game. Not with my own modifications, because I don't do modifications, but with others. And it's because I've had to restart so much. Because I'm still learning how to do the nitpick, or the nitty gritty of it. Because if you don't do it correctly, it'll just not play. You'll try to start it up, and then it'll just boot you out of the game. So I've learned a lot. I've actually learned a lot about how to program by doing this. So it's a bonus. It's just mostly what comes first, reading the directions, because every single modification usually has a README file, which you're probably familiar with that if you're familiar with computers, but if you're not, it's just basically instructions on how to use this thing. And I don't know, I at first, you know, oh, I don't need to read it. Big mistake. Always read them. Always. And always make sure that they're compatible with certain things. So, lots of nitty gritty, okay? But my love for Skyrim is just, it's just a game where you can go in and do anything. You know, you can be awful in the game, but I don't. You know, maybe it's like, oh, sure. No, honestly, my gaming, I guess you could call it persona, usually is the same as me, or maybe a more powerful version of me. But all the same, I try to help people. I try to do what I can to make the world a better place, and I try to make people, you know, get along. Not literally make them get along, but, you know, do what I can to help. Same with I try to do in real life. You know, it's a lot more complicated, obviously, but it's just a really fun game where you can go in and you can do anything. You can just sit down, or, you know, sit on a chair, because that's all they have for the vanilla version, meaning the base. Sorry, okay. Meaning the original game and possibly the expansions or DLC, downloadable content, extra stuff that the publishers put out and the game developers put out. But you can just sit on a chair and watch the world go by. Watch what we call NPCs, which are non-playable characters, go by and do their routines and talk with your companions, which are friends basically, and they come with you on your adventures. Or, you know, in one case, like, you can be a very powerful individual in Skyrim. In fact, it's actually encouraged. But you can have, like, your servant be with you. And I use quotation marks because they're not the traditional, like, oh, I'm going to clean your house and, you know, just do everything for you. They are warriors. The world of Skyrim is a very, very harsh environment. It's actually, from what I understand, and I'm ignorant, so, you know, I can totally understand if this is wrong, but it looks like Nordic mythology. Like, the Nords, because, you know, that's their race name. And I could get a whole bunch into it, but the main thing that you all need to know is that it's a very harsh environment. There's cities, and everybody, you know, knows how to fight, because you have to. Because there's creatures that are trying to invade, or there's mystical creatures that try to invade, or even just other people. You know, there's bandits, which are robbers. And it's just a really fun game, but it is rated mature, okay? Just putting it out there so that no one that's, you know, under the age of 18 is like, oh, it can be perfect. Ask your parents. And parents, one thing that I do really want to encourage you as a gamer myself and have growing up to be, or at least a female person who plays games, at least look up the reviews. There's been times where I was, you know, being a cashier, I'd see a game come through and I knew what it was, you know, because I kept up on the latest stuff, and I was like, oh, who's this for, you know, like, and trying to start a conversation, and then they'd be like, oh, it's for my kid, and it's like a 10-year-old. I'm like, oh, okay. It's like, what can you do, you know? I tried to start a conversation just kind of like, oh, this is, you know, a really good game, just be careful, you know, I try to at least warn, because not a lot of people in my area play games, and it's pretty evident from what I've heard from parents, especially, that they don't know any better. The rating on the box is important, and especially for different types of games. There's some games where it may have a mature rating only for one part, and it could be a really gruesome or very sexual part, you know, but sometimes, most of the time they're rated T for teens. Like, for instance, The Sims is rated T for teen because you can create babies, not graphically. They literally just hop into the bed and the sheets rattle around and there's hearts. That's it. And in The Sims 1, it's actually like they kiss, and if you keep kissing, you know, then it'll have a pause say, must adopt a baby. You know, do you want to? Yes or no? And it's just like a bygone era. But it is almost at 19 minutes here, so I'm going to let you all go. I just wanted to explain this more because I didn't feel right, just like, you know. So once again, thank you so much for the views for my other video. I hope this wasn't too long for you all. I'm not sure if I'll have another video or not, to make sure to, you know, stay under 10 minutes for you all who like the 10-minute videos. So anyway, before this gets any longer, if you like if you would like to, please subscribe over here and ring the bell if you want to be notified every time that I put up a video. Push the like button if you like this video, and comment down below if you want to talk with me. I read every single one of those, and I'll at least put a heart there if I like it and if I read it. So with that, thank you so much for this wonderful blessing. And I'm a Christian, so thank God for this wonderful blessing, and thank you for tuning in, basically. I don't know what to say. Thank you. And thank you all so much. I love you all so much, and I hope you all are well. Be safe, and I'll talk with you all later on, okay? Bye for now, everybody. Mwah.